Hello everyone, welcome to Trebas Institute Toronto. I am Liza and today I'll be your host in our webinar. Please, before we start, I would like to mention that our comments session will be open for you to leave your questions and your comments. At the end of this tour, we will have a Q&A session, so stay tuned for that. Let's talk about Trebas Institute Toronto. We are located at 543 Yonge Street, downtown Toronto, and we offer programs in business and tech, such as data analytics, cybersecurity, film, and audio engineering. So now, I would like to introduce to you our audio expert, Jeff Wright.
Hello, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, exciting. Welcome to the live broadcast. This is very cool. My name is Jeff. I run the audio program here at Trebas. I've been here for a long time. I also teach. And today we're going to go through, we're going to see some of the rooms, we're going to see what happens on a daily basis with hands-on experience, with live students working away on projects. So I'm excited to make that happen. Trebas has been around since 1979. We have an excellent reputation in the industry. And this is just a chance for you to kind of see how this school works and what we're about. So that's basically going to be it. And don't forget, we have questions, live Q&A right after this too. So if you think of something as we go that you want to ask, I'll be here to answer those questions along with the rest of the staff too. So it'll be a fun time, and we hope to have you at the end of this for Q&A. I'm going to bring up Cal, who runs the film program, and he's going to say a few words.
Hi.
Go ahead, Cal.
Hi. Thanks, Jeff. Oh, that's super, and it's great to have you here tonight. So as Jeff was saying, and Liza, and thank you very much, Liza, for introducing us. I'm Cal Sigberry, the Trebas Institute Film Program. Where your dream of becoming a true storyteller takes flight here. We have a fantastic campus, fully equipped studios, recording studios, audio studios, editing studios, labs, the film studio with all that incredible gear and equipment that's just waiting here for you to begin your process of producing and creating your own movies. While in the program here, you will be challenged daily to rise up above all your tendency to put, a lot of filmmakers and storytellers kind of put their dreams off rather than sort of taking on the challenge of taking those stories that you may have in mind and putting them to paper and moving on with actually getting a crew together and discovering the magic of making a movie on your own or with a crew. One of the challenges today with many filmmakers looking to make their movies is the issue of working as a collaborative team and creating a really great team of people to work with. That is one of the most difficult parts of making films, but it's also one of the magical parts of making a film as well. Particularly if you can develop a great group of people to discover and really work on your creative work or on the works that you want to get made. So here at Trebas, we do work to teach you teamwork, coordination, and collaboration, so that by the end of the program, hopefully you will emerge as a well-rounded professional, equipped with the skills and knowledge that you're going to need really to excel in the film and television production sort of industry. So whether or not, some of you may be looking to become a director, film producer, or television producer, screenwriter, cinematographer, maybe a camera op, film editor, maybe getting into special effects. All our programs are quite intense, and we do have many various courses that cover specific areas of this particular, especially with filmmaking, the necessary areas that you need to be able to dig deep into. So we're going to actually, I wanted to mention a little bit more though on our particular modules. So with say something like screenwriting, we have an incredible screenwriting modular program that really digs deep on how it is that you could actually write your first screenplay. So there is aspects of creating the beat sheets that you're going to need to figure out your story, researching your characters, writing those conceptual proposals for the script itself. And with the school and with the courses, you're going to be able to discover an understanding, true story of what a story structure should be like for a feature film, both features as well as short films. So that aspect is really quite critical. If you don't really have the tools as a young filmmaker or storyteller, it sure is hard. I know what it's like, to be able to create those and put those ideas to paper. So in the production module, you'll learn various aspects of obviously directing, producing, cinematography, which is so necessary. You need to know how to light things, how to operate higher end cameras, which we have on campus, including, believe it or not, we do have a dolly, a full-size Matthew Doorway dolly on campus as well, which is really exciting. The editing and management module, you'll learn obviously production management as well as editing. We cover Premiere Pro as well as Avid. And in our special effects department, we've got After Effects, which is actually quite amazing. And we'll get into a little bit of that. Actually, we're going to go into the editing room tonight and meet up with Thane Lucas, one of our instructors, and talk a little bit about editing and special effects. Also in that module, which I find is really critical and important, is the aspect of film distribution, film and marketing necessary in order to, So let's move on to check out that lab. And if you wanted to follow me as we go down here, actually, let's go down this way. We'll scoot around here. As we pass by, we recently had a film shoot, by the way, happening today in one of our rooms. So we will be back into one of these rooms here. I think they've still got the set. I don't know if you want to take a quick peek, but you'll see more of that in about 5 minutes, because we're going to return to that area. Come on down this way. We're sort of mirroring some of the audio post labs. There's stuff sort of going on all over the place. Yeah, and I'll be back, Mandeep, over there for the interview in about 5 minutes. Thank you. So as we walk through the hall, and here we go. Thane, hi.
Yes,
Hi. Sorry, excuse me. I'm cutting in on his class tonight. Hi, guys. Excuse me. So, I've got Thane here. I wanted to just pop in to say, a little bit of, or have you talk a little bit about some of the aspects of both teaching editing as well as CGI. We were going to have you, if possible, you may want to bring over that. Do you want to bring that light over? Just so we could get a little more light happening here. Do you want to come around here, Oscar? I was going to ask Thane a couple of questions. Do you have that portable light or not? Do you want to bring it in? Yeah, just put a little light on Thane here, just so that it's going to get a little dark. Are we good? Yeah? So, okay. Did you want to show, we did talk a little bit earlier about the fact that our students were able to work recently on actually a real feature film, or the graduates were working on Red Pine City. And that movie will be coming out, I believe, this year, and it had Eric Roberts in it. Yep. So our students were, they had taken your special effects course here. Did you want to talk a little bit about what you're up to recently and with this here? You can come around, Oscar, and show.
What we did with Red Pine City was mostly gunshots and blood splatter. I didn't bring it up here because.
No worries. It was using After Effects.
Yeah, it was using After Effects, gunshots, blood splatter, smoke, some fire. I had to cover up some cables that weren't supposed to be there, some propane cables.
Right.
Had to put a new sign on the building and all that. I didn't bring up the file.
No worries. Okay. No worries.
And and so that was mostly what we worked at. And I had a couple students working on that, because there was quite a few gunshots, quite a few spewing blood, and so that, and then, and the main thing, and the main problem that we had, of course, the most thing is working with the original files. So they, unfortunately, they sent the files that weren't properly color graded, and so we had a little bit of problem. But we got it worked out that we just removed the color grading and then just worked on the files again.
Oh, that's
And
great.
we
Yeah.
worked, so, and I did everything in After Effects in the students, and we sent all the After Effects file to the post house who put it all together for the
Yeah.
final movie.
Oh, that's cool. So this scene here.
So this is just the lesson that we did today,
Yeah.
and it has to do with one of my favorite plugins in After Effects, and it's called Saber. And it's, you can make your own lightsaber.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Yeah.
this is just a,
Right.
this is just a basic samurai shot here that I'll just turn
Well, I
everything
know
else
After
off.
Effects is such a
Yeah.
powerful program. I mean, I remember hearing about it years back, and I know years ago it was incredibly expensive to get on your, as a software.
Yes. Well, now that everything's rented,
Uh-huh.
as a student, you're paying
Right.
$29 for this software,
Mhm.
and then I don't know what
Yeah.
the school's paying, mind you.
No worries.
And then and what we did, building layers and using this effect
Mhm.
and masking, I turned the samurai battle into a lightsaber battle.
Oh, that's great.
And this whole lesson, the main lesson was how it was built.
Yes.
And keyframing.
Yeah.
And the main thing I want to get across to students is how the project was built and how, you put some layers over top of others.
Mhm.
And you can see here my sparks here, and these two red lines are the laser blasts, the lightsabers. And I have to,
Mhm.
bring up the guy, because sometimes the saber goes in front of him, sometimes it's back. So, and it's the whole
Yeah.
concept of how it was built.
Yes.
More than,
Yeah. Well, I think it's nice, to have special effects in a film program so students can do their own digital cleanup or put their own effects in the movie that
Yeah.
they're working on, right?
And everybody wants to make a Star Wars movie.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, well, yeah, especially because, you can, I tried to show them a little bit more, make it more entertaining, but, you may need a spark, you may need, some,
Right.
you got a plug in, you want some electrical spark to come out of it, you have to create it yourself.
Yeah.
And all that, and After Effects is the great program to do it. I mean, it's a huge program,
Yeah.
and here at Trebas, I try to show them, give them an understanding of After Effects, and if you really want, then it's years and years and years I've been
Well,
plugging away at this.
You teach both editing here too.
Yes.
But you also mentioned, there were issues recently with working on the feature film in Edmonton, and you were also dealing with color grading issues. Why do you think it's so important to teach color grading now as part of a film program? Because
Well,
I
so
know that
I'm jumping to DaVinci Resolve,
Mhm.
and nowadays, and cameras, I don't know, you shoot your video raw or log, and when it comes from a camera, it looks like that, right? It's pretty flat.
Yes.
And
So it doesn't have much color in
it doesn't have much
so-
color, but it gives you the opportunity to fix the color. I'll do it kind of quickly here. I'll just take a, so it's flat, which it compresses the color, the waveform. Let me just
Mhm.
see if I can show
Oh,
you. the
that's
waveform.
interesting. Yeah, because usually when you're making a movie or wrapping it up in post-production, you'd usually have to send it off to say Technicolor for them to do the color
Yes.
grading.
Yeah, but
But
now,
there's a lot of young filmmakers like to do their own, and it's important for them to.
and one of the best apps is DaVinci Resolve, and this is DaVinci Resolve here, and it's a main color grading. I'll just use a simple, like set the black point, so I can set a black point, and then come and set a white point, and my color grading is kind of done for me, right? You kind of see,
Okay,
you know.
I'm just gonna pass it. from
But the reason why we have to color grade is because everything is shot flat nowadays, to give you more use of your color. So the file is all the colors are controlled, limited, so that when you come to color grading, you can expand them, right? And when you shoot raw and log, but before when we used to shoot movie files, white balance was always set into it. Now it's not. Now when I come back, I can change the white balance, and a lot of people shoot stuff and they see that it looks terrible, but it just takes a couple of clicks,
That's amazing.
and then you can,
Well, that's-
I'm doing a simple color grading, just setting black and setting white. But we have, and so I teach, a great part of my course now is color grading. And the program I prefer, I use the most is DaVinci Resolve. It's become one of the industry standard color grading softwares out there. So in this course, I teach them Avid, Media Composer, Premiere Pro, and DaVinci Resolve. And they're all NLE, nonlinear editing programs, but they all have their features that are really nice. And DaVinci Resolve is really good for color grading.
Thane, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, you know, it's. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, we need to be able to tell young filmmakers about our program and inform them about it and the uniqueness about it as well. And I think in our editing program too, or editing courses, we do give them the real world, like the necessary, necessary information and skills that are required in the real industry.
Well, yes, I mean, because you know, the nonlinear editing, it's, I mean, it's, as they say, it's the 3-point edit. You know, where you want, where is it going to go?
Right.
And you know, that's basically, it's really, that's all it is. What do I want? Where is it going to go? But then it has so much more. You got to learn about the feeling of your cuts and all the different aspects of cuts, the superimposing and all that kind of stuff, and all the tricks that the program can do, all that can speed up your editing. And that's what you want. You want to get good at the app, so you're not struggling with the app. You're spending more time on your edit, and then because you know the app, and that's what we try to teach the app here. And NLEs all relatively look the same. They're all source monitor, program monitor, time lane, project bin, and it's all, you know, what you want in the source monitor, you drop to the timeline.
Yeah.
And that's,
Thank you.
That's
Okay,
video editing 101.
Yeah.
Is that good?
No, well, thank you so much. Thank you. We'll move on. Come on, we'll go home, but we'll leave. Thanks. Oh, thanks, Thane. I got my pen there.
Thanks.
Anyway, thanks, guys. I'm sorry to, I know we're popping in on your class, but yeah, let's pop down to that area, that kind of small set for a film that was shot or shooting today, as a matter of fact. We just walked down our hall here. There's always something going on in Sonic T there, as well as our TV studio. Sort of day and night. It's almost like times it feels like we're here 24 hours a day. So, Mindy, hi. I've got the camera. I've got the guys here. Well, welcome and thank you. Thanks very much, Mindy. Yeah. So you've got we don't really have to sit down if you've got that set up. We could if the lighting might be a little better on us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll move this out of your way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Cool. And we're just going to keep this. You know, it is a sort of a live event here, if you will. So we're just going to ask some of the questions. I did give you a couple of questions to consider before we got here.
Yes.
But did you want to tell us a little bit about your background? You've come from India, and you were a filmmaker a little bit before or in India. Why is it that you've come to Trebas, and how do you like it here?
Actually, I started as I used to write for plays and direct theater plays.
Okay.
And after that, somebody said that they want to direct a music video, and so
Right.
I heard the song and it just clicked. So I wrote my first screenplay for the music video.
Yeah.
But that got me interested when I saw my vision being translated on screen, and it really felt good.
That's
So
great, that's
I started reading more, and I wanted to learn the craft. So after that, I went as an assistant director, production manager in some movies, and I have been writing scripts and screenplays as a co-writer in Mumbai.
Do you find that do you find that there is a difference in the things that you've learned, let's say in screenwriting, while you're here at Trebas? How is it, do you think, a little bit different than where from India originally? What do you find?
It is quite different. The way we approach the stories, the way we approach the characters, it is quite different. Earlier I had a little bit like, okay, I can write the script in this way, and I'll just tell to the director or something that this is what I meant.
Okay.
But here, I learned the proper way that if somebody just reads my script, I am not there, they should be able to contemplate what it is about and how the vision goes, right?
Yes.
So this is the biggest thing I learned here, and Mark has been amazing.
Oh, that's cool. Well, Mark Ungu was one of our instructors. Yeah. Okay. Can I ask you then, in regards to, I know that you were recently part of. Well, you have your major project coming up. I just wanted to ask you about one more thing. The major project that you're working on. Can you tell us just a tiny bit about it? Why you're excited about it, and what? How is it that? Like, why do you think that Trebas is the place to make it as a filmmaker? Like.
Sure. For example, when I landed in Canada, which was exactly 1 year ago, I was like, how am I gonna keep in touch with the movies and how am I gonna meet people, right? So when I came to Trebas and I saw that okay, this is like a melting pot of cultures and stories, you know,
Cool.
I really loved it, and the vibe here, the how people collaborate with each other, I really liked it.
Yeah.
So the next project I'm coming up with, that is like kind of my love letter for the city of Toronto.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is about the new things that I explored, and
Yeah.
it really opened my mind towards them. Yeah.
Awesome,
So
awesome.
it's about that.
Well, thank you. I know that we have to get over to
Sure,
recording
yeah,
studio,
please.
but thank you very much
Thank
for
you so
your,
much.
for
Thank
your
you.
time. Thanks, Mandeep.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. All right, I'll take you guys over now to the studio. Sonic T. Thanks, Mandeep. We'll see you soon. Best of luck with that movie. Okay, so yeah, we're going to see if we can find Jeff right here in Sonic T, our on location or our on location studio here on campus. See what's going. Oh, I think there's something going on in there too. Yeah. Jeff.
How's it going? Hey.
We've got quite the production going on over here in the studio.
But baby, I'm not there.
So we're mid-recording right now. We've got an artist in the booth. We've got a class going here. That's great.
Someone's in the studio there too.
So it's basically very nice. So it's basically an artist in the booth, singer-songwriter, actually second-term student, and then we've got Pro Tools up on the screen here. So it's a large enough screen so that everyone can kind of see what's going on. As you can see, it's a small class, only a few students. So everyone gets their hands on the gear. So there she goes recording. So we run Pro Tools here. This is a 900 series SSL console. We've got some analog gear over here. Pro Tools HD running here. And then some analog EQs, analog gear, some analog compressors in here. So the idea is to kind of simulate like a real session. So this is like a hands-on class where students get their hands on. Instructor is in, kind of overseeing the whole session. What's been your favorite part of this program so far?
The people.
What's that?
The people. There's like an amazing community here. So many amazing artists. The collabs have been amazing. I remember my first one. First week I did one collab. Second week I had 4 more going.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah,
awesome.
so I
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed it.
What do you like about the program so far?
I really like the teachers, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, you guys are really well informed. You're really relaxed. The environment's really calm and welcoming. Yeah,
Cool.
it's a really cool environment.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. So again, the idea is it's real world experience, it's hands-on, and it's lab. So you learn about this in theory, and then you come in here and really get to work that theory and put yourself in an environment that is essentially what you'll be doing out in the world in a job, right? And then it's fun. Come on, this is the coolest job ever. Are you kidding? Do this for a living? It's awesome. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thanks. I'll show you some other labs actually. So here's the studio floor. She's in there recording. And we'll jump into the post lab, which is this way. So one thing to note, you can also rent these labs out. So you book, I mean obviously rent for free, but you can book this lab and kind of work on your own music. So it sounds like that's what's happening in here. Let's see. Oh, hello. Sorry to interrupt. We're doing a live webcam walkthrough. I hope that's okay.
Welcome, lovely.
What are you up to right now?
Me, right now,
Mhm.
I am just creating,
Like just beats, your own music?
just with the music, yeah. I'm over here, and then,
Right.
and then after that, everything is going to be on the Pro Tools. And
Right.
I'm going to be using the faders,
Mhm.
to do all the final the game staging,
Right.
and then.
You record in this room too? You got a mic over there?
Of course,
Atta
of course.
boy.
We
Can I
got
hear-
the big boy over here?
Oh,
We got
look
the
at that.
pop filter over here.
Nice. Can I hear a little bit of it?
Of course, right now,
Yeah, just a
I
little
just-
sample.
an intro
Okay.
of the low end,
Right.
making sure that like you feel it in your chest. you
Right,
know what I
right.
mean?
Does it kick in? Here it comes. Oh. Is it true you are a certified rock star right now?
I'm not a rock star, but like.
You're on your way, my
life.
friend.
Oh man, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
It's
much.
nice. I like it. It's coming along. Work in progress.
Coming along.
Sounds good, brother.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. This is an ISO booth. So this room actually connects to all the other rooms. So you can put a singer in here or an actor. There's a TV up there, and you can kind of watch. Oh, he's right there. You can watch what's going on. We're gonna go in here. Got some students hanging out there. I've got a student in here. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going? Sorry to interrupt. We're doing like a little web cam walkthrough, live webcast. So, so no pressure. So what are you working on right now? What is this?
This is one of my projects for this term.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sound to video project.
Okay.
So I'm pretty much basically putting sound to video. Like I'm turning this animation into something that you can use and.
Cool. So where do you get these sounds from? Like, are you making them or are they?
The sound effects library.
Mm-hmm.
So that's located on the sound effects server,
Right.
and pretty much you can find whatever you're looking for in that server, whether that's explosions or tree stabs or
Cool.
ambience, whatever sounds you're looking for, really.
And do you like doing this stuff?
Yeah, I love it. It's a lot of fun. My
Mhm.
favorite part really is ADR.
What's ADR?
ADR is like when you create sounds that you use sounds to make other sounds, kind of.
Okay.
Like perhaps you're making some footsteps. Perhaps you use.
Oh, like
a big
Foley and like.
Yeah,
Right,
Foley
right.
and
Gotcha.
stuff like that.
So did you know that was even a thing when you got into this program?
No, actually, no, I did not.
But did it surprise you that it's kind of like fun?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It did.
Cool. All right, I'll let you get back at it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Cool. All right. We'll continue on our journey. Gonna go back through here, this way, back through the ISO booth, back through here, back through this way. We've got some Foley stuff there. So now we're gonna go down this way. The cool thing about this school is everyone that's here is kind of, they have the same mentality. They have the same love of music and of audio. So once you get in here, you already have things in common with other students. So it's pretty easy to make friends and get along with people pretty quick. Oh, hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Welcome.
What you doing? Wow, you're in
Welcome.
crazy mode. So we're doing like a web walkthrough live webcast.
wow.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Uh-huh. It's a good time. So what are you working on right now?
I'm just working on a song of mine that's I'm hoping to have it released next month.
And what is this room?
This is the mixing and mastering room.
Okay.
So this room, you will be introduced to this room in third term as an audio engineering student,
Mm-hmm.
and you will learn how to mix and master your songs, your films. It's not just music here. You learn how to, get into post-production and work on sound effects, dialogue editing, and we just installed surround sound in this room as well. So now we're able to preview our movies and our mixes and everything in surround sound, which is really, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can we hear a little bit?
Of course.
And this is you singing?
This is me singing.
Okay.
And yeah.
What's the song called? Plug.
Burning Alive, coming out next month,
All right.
March 15th.
There you go. We're plugging. Burning Alive.
Yeah.
And is that on Spotify?
It is on Spotify.
Wow. Good to know.
It's actually everywhere, not just Spotify.
Oh.
We're deep in ocean, the waves are crashing down, leaving me hopeless. I feel like there's no way out.
Oh, nice.
It's like I'm burning alive.
All right, settle down with the volume.
Wait, best
She
part.
likes to turn it up.
It's like I'm burning.
That's cool. Thank you. Cool.
Thank you.
That sounds great. Good
Thank
job.
you.
That sounds amazing.
Thank you.
Was there anything in this school that you were surprised by when you got in here, started learning things? Was there like a course, or was there like a specific thing that kind of surprised you or caught you off guard or something?
Something that surprised me.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't
Thanks.
think anybody's ever asked.
Well,
me
there you
that.
go. I just came up with that right
Yeah.
now.
Something
Yeah.
that surprised me.
Or favorite thing about the school or class?
Oh, well, it's funny that you ask that because my favorite class was actually the class that you taught,
You don't
which
have to
is
say that just because it's a live webcast.
No,
She doesn't
I
have to say
swear.
that. That's fine.
Sound and Recording Techniques
Mhm.
with Jeff Wright over here.
No.
Was by far
Oh,
my
thank
favorite
you.
class because I felt like that's where my confidence grew, being in first term. We got to share our music for the first time in his class, and that grew me closer to my peers and made me feel super comfortable and confident around them. And yeah, and I learned a lot in that class, and I'd say all my classes are really, really good as well. But I think one thing that drew me into the school to begin with was just the gear and the rooms and the intimacy of everything. And because everything is kind of very, compact and small, it just made me feel super, super comfortable in the space that I'm in. And that allowed me to be comfortable practicing, and yeah, I can go on and on.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a big thing with this school is small class sizes and that intimate kind of setting where we've got a really experienced engineer in here who's teaching. In this room, it's like 4 people, right? So you really get your hands on this. You get your ears trained on how this stuff should sound. And I think that's really, really important, and I'm a big fan of that. That's how I learned in school, was you turn something up and you see it do this. And that, to have someone watch over you and kind of help you through that, I think that's really, really important, and I think that's great.
100%.
Okay, so last year, how many streams were you on Spotify on your music?
Last year?
Last year,
Like before coming to school?
before coming to school.
Monthly listeners, probably less than 1,000 monthly listeners,
Okay.
and
What is it now?
it's at 50,000 monthly
Hey!
listeners.
Okay.
And a song of mine that I released in June,
Uh-huh.
which was my last month at Trebas
Yeah.
before graduating,
Uh-huh.
is almost at 1 million streams.
Look
So,
at that. Awesome.
yeah.
So now I'm not saying if you go to Trebas, you'll get 1 million streams. But the difference with students who really show up, really put their time in like you do, is if you work hard, you'll have all the tools to do that here. And we'll give you all those tools. So there's nothing to say that you can't achieve that. And we are all here for you. We're all big fans of having you succeed, because if you succeed, we look good and we succeed. So that's what I want for everyone. I just want everyone to work in a job that they love, and hopefully that's within this industry. And so Trebas is really prepared to help you with that. And like I said, we have the tools for that, and we have the instructors who are seasoned instructors and seasoned engineers who are currently working in the industry. And that's really important too. Some schools, they have instructors who they worked in the industry and now they teach. But I think actually every instructor that we have is currently working in the industry, is currently they have a finger on the pulse of what's going on. So myself included, I'm a recording engineer, I get to work in a studio, and then I come here and talk about the latest advances and what we're doing with Dolby Atmos or the next kind of big thing. So that's another reason the school is kind of put above other schools, is because we're really current and we're really aware of the industry and what's happening in the industry. So,
And I will
so I appreciate
add,
that.
through Trebas, I managed to land my first job at a recording studio
Hey,
right after graduating. So
that's what it's about.
yeah, and so the
Amazing.
people here really, 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 really care about you, and you can really feel that. Like I don't just say that; it really comes from the heart. That I came in here, and within, I don't even know, first couple weeks, it already felt like family, and it felt like a home. And because of that, like I said, confidence grew, and I felt super comfortable, and yeah, landed my first job because of this school.
So, thanks for that. So, Guy has actually finished school right now, but
Yes.
another advantage of Trebas is after you've graduated, we still leave the school open for you to come in and work on some gear. So you can still, as a grad, come in, book the rooms, work in the rooms, work on your demo reel, work on your music, and that kind of goes back and reinforces your vision of being creative in that family. Is we want you to succeed. So if you want to come back in and still work on things, I'm a fan of that. I love that, and I would love to see you again after you graduate and stay in touch too, obviously.
Always, forever.
Cool.
Like
Thank
I
you
said,
so much.
family, forever.
Awesome. So I
Thank
think
you.
that about wraps up our tour. I hope you liked it. I hope it was fun. And if you'd like to stay tuned, we're going to run over and take some Q&A stuff. And all the people that you saw on the tour are going to be available for that Q&A. So I'm going to go and run and log on and hopefully have some questions, and we'll see you there. Thank you so much for coming, and hopefully you can come down to the school, check it out, walk around. We'll give you a tour. You can meet with the admission reps, and we're glad to give you a private tour as well. Okay, so we'll see you in a second. Thanks.
Okay, thank you for staying with us tonight. Let's go to the questions. I think, let me see. The first question, I think it goes to Jeff. Okay, so Jeff, how does Trebas Institute ensure hands-on experience and practical training in audio production?
Okay, that's a good question. Thank you. Hands-on experience. This school, the foundation of this school is hands-on experience. It's not like you're in a huge university and you're sitting in an auditorium and you're one of 500 seats. This is you in a room with a console, with gear, with an instructor who knows what they're doing, who has been there, done that, who has made records, who has made TV shows. And now they're taking that knowledge and they're giving it to you, and you get to do exactly what they would have done on a console in a real world kind of work scenario. So that's the idea behind this school is we have the gear, we have the know-how, and we put the two together. So you are immersed right in there. As a student, you get your hands on things. When I went to school, that's how I learned was on a console. You turn up a dial, you see what it does. I think that's the best way to reinforce this knowledge. So we talk about the theory and then you go do it. So that really ensures that it's hands-on knowledge. It's something that you will practice and repeat, and you'll get that process in your head of what that actually does, that technical info.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I think the second question goes for Carl. Just one second. Uh, Carl, distinguishes the film and television production
Okay.
post-production program at Trebas
Wow.
from other film programs?
Um, I think what makes Trebas different is truly our concentration, if you will, on storytelling, right? So, and it's always been that, mostly narrative filmmaking or narrative storytelling at Trebas. We do documentaries sometimes if students really are adamant about wanting to do their documentary. However, we'll tend to add even a sort of a docudrama feel to a lot of those projects that come our way. Um, yeah, so storytelling is how we communicate our experience with each other, in life, and also it's really what filmmaking is all about. You can start shooting, you can go to any sort of film school and really start shooting pretty pictures, but unless you learn how to sort of tell a story with your filmmaking tools, you're not really going to succeed in the film craft, really. Um, you could be an editor, cinematographer, screenwriter. It all starts, with a story. And I think what really distinguishes good filmmakers from the average filmmakers is their ability to do just that. Um, our Trebas film students are given those storytelling tools in the screenwriting program, and we encourage them, also too, over the course of this year, 1 year program, we encourage them to form a nice film crew of fellow colleagues that kind of see things in their, we're really good with peer mentorship here. And a lot of the fellow students, they really get together and they love to get together and work together to make their films and tell their own stories. I think our students are not just taking classes. Our classes are more like training workshops, as Jeff was referring to, and we put a camera and gear in their hands of our students sort of from day one. We don't wait around for 3-4 years to give you a camera like some film programs, and also we give our students a real practical dimension, to the areas that when we're teaching them. And our courses, don't get me wrong, we do have theory, but we lean on our practical lessons because we believe in something called learning by doing. I know it's kind of wild to say it that way, but we do insist that students get in there and they wrestle with their movie. And wrestle with the material. It's something. It's going to be difficult to begin with. However, I think the more that you work with your story, your crew, the idea of how you're going to shoot it, frame it, edit, direct it, cinematography, light it, the more you're going to learn, especially collaborating with your fellow filmmakers. So I would say, yeah, we do want to encourage everyone from the beginning to learn how to work with each other. And that's really what kind of makes our school different, and puts us above, I think, a lot of the other programs. Thanks, Liza, for that question. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
You're welcome.
Just a reminder, if you still have time to drop your questions, to leave your questions in our comment section. So our experts are here to help you and assist in any questions or inquiries you might have. Okay? So I encourage you to leave your questions in the question session or in the comments. So now next question, let me see. It looks like a question for you, Simran. Are there any specific admission requirements or prerequisites for applicants to meet?
Thank you so much, Liza. Thank you, everyone. Well, the admission process of Trebas that we have here is pretty lenient because all of our program are beginner friendly and anybody from any background can come and study these program. We do not have any prerequisites. The only requirement that we have for anyone to start a program with us would be that they have to be at least a high school graduate. Apart from that, we do have our internal test, which we call Wonderlink. If they are not able to provide us the Wonderlink, the high school degree, then they set for the Wonderlink test, and we let them know. We run the review, and we let them know if they are qualifying for our program. So it's pretty simple.
Great. Thank you, Simran. Another question for Carl. Are there opportunities for students to work on real film projects or collaborate with industry professionals?
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Liza. Yes, the way our school works, in the film and audio side and the art side, we have a really unique partnership where we have something called the Film Studio in Residence with Factory Film Studio, and which is an opportunity, and it's really kind of unique in that um, it provides unique opportunities for our students and recent grads in the film, audio, and entertainment field, in that it's a platform for networking and gaining industry knowledge and enhancing their career prospects. And the way that works, it's very difficult for sort of people starting out in the audio and the film world to get that first credit, that first experience in the field. So what we've done is we created a bridge to create a bridge for that gap between academia and the industry by bringing professionals to the film school and providing students with real world sort of mentorship. We recently had a project with Red Pine City. I had Jeff worked with myself and the team, and we had them working on audio, sound effects, special effects on a real movie with Eric Roberts. And I'm really proud. We're all really proud of what they did on the project, and everyone in the end got some great first credits, first IMDb credits, which is really cool. We intend on doing more of that, more interacting with the industry. So that's something we're working on. Yeah, and in doing so with that project, our students were able to work with, talking to real post folks in Edmonton, or working with the editor, and really, and the director too, and figuring out, what they were to get out of this scene, and how it was to work, at least with the director's vision, if you will. So, we're talking about real movies now. We're not talking about short films, student films, or something like this. Is next level, right? So it's a cool opportunity that doesn't usually come around at a college, a fine arts college. So, as I said, what we've put together, and watch out for another Christmas movie, a Hallmark film that we actually worked on. That'll be up and coming this summer. But we had some really incredible just experiences, because imagine students as well as our faculty, working with real professionals in the field, currently dealing with, real-time current issues regarding quality control, and students learning, and recent grads learning how it is that things are to be done, today, in today's industry, in today's movies. And you can't find that anywhere else. I mean, you can't find it in many places or anywhere. So anyway, yeah, thanks. You asked. Thanks for the question.
Thank you, Carl. So let me see. Another question for Jeff. Jeff, what types of industry standard equipment and software are available for students to use in the program?
Thank you for that question. Appreciate that. So we try and mimic what is out there in the industry. We try and mimic what you will be getting into if you get a job in a studio. So we have a console on site. There's one called a C24, which is kind of like it's a very expensive mouse. It's a lot of faders that move. It controls Pro Tools, which is the industry standard recording software. And then we have an SSL 900 series console. So that's like the big recording consoles, again, with all the faders. And that allows us to kind of split a song open, work on a song, and then bring it back down. Microphones, a lot of AT microphones. We just got I mean, I could just tell you model numbers all day. It's going to bore you. But Electro Voice RE20s, got some AKGs. We've got some great headphones. We got some great outboard gear. So that's outboard gear is kind of old school analog gear that can manipulate sound. And that's what people have been using for the past 50 years. And any of the huge hits that you've heard before, like Michael Jackson and David Bowie and some of these kind of long running artists, still use these pieces of analog gear. So I love the fact that we can present that to students. We can let students get in there and use it, because nowadays most of it's done on computer, but the computer is trying to simulate the sound of the analog stuff. So we have the best of both worlds. We actually have the analog as well as digital. So we try and make sure everyone's covered by using at least some analog gear and some digital. And like I said on the first question, you get your hands on it. You get to go in and actually touch the gear and see how it works, because you're going to be doing that in the studio. So you might as well learn how to use that in the class. Thank you.
Thank you. I have another question for Simran. Um, does Trebas Institute offer any scholarships or financial aid options for students? If so, what is the what are the eligibility criteria and application process for these opportunities? Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Liza. It's actually one of an important question for any student who's willing to, join us. In terms of scholarship, we do have scholarship for our creative programs, both film and television and audio engineering. Both our programs does have scholarship at least up to $2,000. The only requirement is that the student has to qualify and get accepted into the program. Until and unless they are not accepted into the program, they do not get the scholarship. So I would just connect my answer to what I said last time. So if the student has all the requirements like the high school diploma or the Wonderling test done, they qualify for the scholarship automatically. Answer one for your question. Answer two, yes, we do have financial aid options. We do support students through OSAP. We are a OSAP approved school. But again, the more detail about OSAP or any other financial aid options are discussed through our financial aid advisors. So, our suggestion to students would be that if they can walk into the campus, if they want to talk more about financial aid, our specialized financial aid officers who are here can talk more in detail about these subjects. Yeah, so that's how it is. Thank you so much, Liza.
Thank you, Simran. I received another question for Jeff. Thank you. Thank you. We are receiving many questions in the questions chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. So, Jeff, the question is for audio.
hmm
So, can you provide information about career prospects and internship opportunities for audio program graduates?
Yeah, certainly. So the thing about this school, we actually have a careers officer, which is fantastic. So if once you finish, if you schedule a meeting with the career officer, they can actually point you in the right direction. So studios come to us and say, can you provide us with 10 names? Or they will send us a blank application saying, we're hiring, here's the info. Can you just have students send us the info? So that's one avenue. That's just one aspect, which is great. The other side is, and I think this probably puts the school above everyone else, is most of our instructors, in fact, all of our instructors, are currently in the industry and working. So if I'm at a studio, sometimes I'll even go out and hire instructors, or I'll come to, or a friend of mine will come and say, "Hey, do you have anyone that can help me with this or live sound?" And I think that's really important. School itself, if you're coming into the school to be a music producer and you're set on that, then that's amazing. But people don't realize there's a saying called "you don't know what you don't know." People don't realize how many jobs are out there. So you don't want to come into this narrow-minded thinking, I'm just going to do sound effects as a job, because once you get in here, you kind of do a little bit of everything. So you might be good at live sound and you don't even know it yet. You might be good at audio post. You might be good at recording and producing a band. You might be a producer. You don't know. So I always tell students that to keep your mind open when you apply here and when you get in here, because you're going to be shown a lot of different job opportunities that you don't even know is out there yet. So I just mentioned a few just to go back to your initial question. Live sound, there's setup for live sound. You know, the huge touring companies that when artists come into town and they play the Rogers Center, they actually hire local people to help set up. They don't bring a crew of 300. They bring a crew of 20 that oversee a crew. So you can actually get that job to actually set up people in your local city, which is fantastic. So that's one thing. And then going back to the career officer, you kind of tell them where you want to go and what you want to do, and then they'll set you on that path because they actually have a contact sheet of studios in town, of people in Vancouver, of a cruise ship company. You know, we've had students graduate and then get a job on a cruise ship doing audio and live sound for a cruise ship. It's jobs that people don't think about. How great is that? You get to tour the Caribbean, free food, and you get paid for it and get paid for doing live sound. So we're very aware that the goal here is to get a job, it's to do something you love, and that's why we focus on giving you the right tools and then focus on that career path with the careers advisor saying, all right, where can you steer us? What is your advice to do? We talk about resumes, we have a resume class. And one last thing I should mention is as you're going through this, you're actually building your demo reel with both film, and Cal can speak to that, but audio. As we're making these projects in audio class or in film, you're compiling this reel of your ability. And then when you graduate, you might have a YouTube clip, a video clip of things you've done or sound effects or movies you've worked on. So not only an IMDb credit, if you can get that, you'll have this finished kind of resume, this demo reel of audio mixes, of video, of your calling card. So it's one better than a business card. I hope that answers your question. Yes, thumbs up.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank
Great.
you. I have another question for Simran. Simran, how does the student recruitment advisor assist applicants throughout the application process, like from initial inquiry to the enrollment?
Thank you so much, Liza, for that question. So, we student recruitment advisors, we are available on site. So, any student who's willing to make an application to Trebas, we assist them from end to end point. That would include, their understanding of program, they're wanting to know more about the campus, or them wanting to come visit, see the campus facilities, as Jeff and Cal mentioned, about our audio rooms, our film studio. So we do assist student in terms of understanding the program, answering any query that they have it as per to any question. Apart from that, we do help them about how to make an application, what are the documents that are needed. Once they are accepted into the program, now what's the next step? We do connect them with our financial aid advisors till the time they come, they join us on our orientation day. It's us who's helping us. So yeah, we try to do that end-to-end service for our students, and it's all about understanding what the student is looking for and how we can help them in achieving their program. So that's how we help them.
Great. Thank you. I have another question it looks like, okay, it's for you, Carl. It's related to film. Now, they asked about the equipment and facilities for audio. Now they're asking about the equipment and facilities for
Okay.
film and
Okay.
production. So, what kind of equipment and facilities are available for students to use in this program?
Well, thank you. Thanks, Liza. No, good question. Well, with our program, it's especially with film, we've gone back to the basics to say, let's get the best gear we can, for our students and have it on location, like on at the campus and available, so that our students are able to shoot, great movies. By the way, I should mention this. One of our films is going to be screened. One of the student productions will be screened coming up at the Toronto Short Film Festival. And more news about that, I think that'll be on our blog or in social media. But I'm really excited about that. That's halfway through March. Very proud of one of my students, Sydney. Sydney, she's done an excellent job, an excellent movie. A couple of limerence effect. Okay, so we'll get back to this. In regards to equipment, we have a wide range of gear and also facilities, obviously, for sure, in terms of our film production as well as the post-production. Regarding, let's say, the sound of like our post-production, obviously we have Pro Tools here for students to be using on they're also using it in the audio program, obviously, but in ways so that they can do not only their production itself and shooting, but also the ability of doing sound effects, as well as recording their music soundtrack if they wanted to bring a band in or a composer to do the composition on their film. They have that ability. Also, the CGI, the special effects that may be used or put into their films. We saw a clip earlier with Thane. Yes, we do have the complete Adobe suite with Premiere Pro, as well as After Effects as well, which is also included many additional plugins on our After Effects that include Mocha. And so you're able to do not only some basic special effects, but we're shifting and moving up the ladder actually in our special effects department. In terms of the camera gear itself, we have Canon, the 4K. You're able to shoot. We've gone beyond the HD now, so we're shooting with cameras that can shoot 4K RAW. It does take up, we end up getting a lot more hard drive space in order to put all this footage and memory, to carry all this memory around. But we're shooting with Canon EOS Cinema C200 cameras. There's cinema cameras we have a great line. I think I have 6 lenses for each camera that we have, 6 prime high-speed lenses that we have for each one of the Canon cameras. So it gives our students the ability to really use the lens they want to use. If it's a tight spot, say in a car, we have the ability of putting on a nice wide angle lens so that we can capture, that sequence that they're looking to capture. We also have maybe you've heard of the Sony Alpha cameras. They're really awesome. We can shoot and use the Sony Alpha camera, the A3 now with an incredible gimbal that we have that enables some really smooth shooting and ability to give a really professional Steadicam look to the footage that that the student is capturing. So, we have the full gamut of gear. We've got lenses, lighting, grip. We have a huge Matthew Doorways dolly. We also have, in addition to, we've got, the Zoom field recorders, we got booms. We've got, and some incredible Sennheiser shotgun microphones we're not talking $50 microphones. We're talking like a $2,000 microphone. So, there's great quality there. And that's showing up in the results of our student films, by the way. One of our films we just submitted for the CSC, the Canadian Society of Cinematography Awards, hoping that new movie that Alex just produced, Red Hood, will capture, hopefully grab an award. We're fingers crossed. We also have a green screen studio too. That allows our students to do some excellent special effects or whatever it is that they need to do. So I could go on and on about our gear, but the thing that I really wanted to mention in the end of it all was that we encourage our students to use our gear. We don't hold back. If you want to experiment, use it, play with it. Let's let you take it out, to the location or to the studio, whatever it is, whatever you want to do and experiment with. We want you to get out there and experiment with the gear, because as I said, you have to learn by doing and using this gear. So unlike some film schools where it's hard to actually get access to the gear, you almost end up having to, in some ways with some of the other places I've heard horror stories. With our school, we want you to take the gear out. So, and we're excited about having you use the gear for especially your capstone grad project. Mm-hmm. There you go. Thanks, Liza, for that question. It was good.
I'm just going to piggyback on that for 1 second, because I didn't mention, people always ask what computers we have. So we actually run Macs for audio, and then we have PC for film, and we do have some Pro Tools PC computers, but our main computers are Mac Pros. all decked out, and then we've got some M1 chip iMacs in our labs, our mini labs. I think we have 13, 14, it's 12. We've got about 30. So yeah, we have a lot of computers. We have one for each student in all those labs.
Yeah, Jeff, can I just interject too? Look at this. You've got a fancy, some of those Macs they look like a honeycomb thing or something. They look pretty, and somebody was saying that, I mean, they are not only high powered, they're good, solid, I think even fairly expensive, I think in tens of 20, they're
Yeah,
thousand, hundred, tens of thousands of dollars, some of them. They're
$1
really
million
great.
actually would cost.
Wow.
No, no, I'm joking with you. No, they are going back to our comment
Yeah,
on industry standard. They are what
yeah,
studios have, so it's great to
yeah.
learn on that stuff. It is a Mac Pro. It's a large computer, and it has to be kind of big to in order to do the things we need it to do. So it's great that you learn on that, but then you also learn on something called an Apollo, which is a little more likely on what you'd have in a home studio. So we try and cover all the bases to make sure you're prepared for a small pre-production studio, a medium studio, and then a world famous studio. That's
Great.
all, Liza.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
Liza. I
That
jumped
was
on you.
great.
I have a question. I have a question for Liza.
Ah, are you allowed to have questions?
I don't
Okay,
know. Am
for
I?
me.
What's your favorite part of the school? What do you love about the school?
Ooh. Well, actually, it's not like one part. I would say the school itself, like the environment here. It's really cool. It's like a very live campus. You can listen to some good music when you walk through the campus. You see students going carrying the equipment, cameras, microphones. It's really good. It's a colorful campus. The students get really close to each other, and I feel that like it's kind of a small family, and that's what the students always said when we asked them. So I think my favorite part is the not a facility itself, but the school environment, I would say. Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you for your
That's it. There you go. Well,
question.
thank you for answering that. I do hear that a lot. I hear people saying that it does feel like a family. Everyone is here for the same thing, and they all respect each other's talent. And it is great to walk past and hear people working away and hear their music. And my advice to that is don't be intimidated if you want to come here, because it's not about. I'm going to get Cal to mute his microphone though. It's not about if you're an amazing musician, you're here to learn. So you can start off at any level. You don't have to be a computer expert. You don't have to be the world's best musician to come here. You just come here and start. That's it. You just have to start. And if you think that you can do this and you think that this is something you would love, then I would encourage you to at least come down and, like Liza said, look at the campus, talk to students, ask, get a tour. Simran can show you around and give you a tour, and it is a really good vibe here, and that's why I love working here as well, because it is that vibe. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. So I have two more questions. Okay. Uh, so the next question is also for you, Jeff. What makes Trebas different or better than other schools?
I did kind of touch on this earlier, and I think the big argument here is, well, number one, we care. If you succeed, then we look good, so we want to make sure that you succeed, and we do that by providing the correct information and supporting you and making sure that your mixes and your video it sounds good and looks good, right? I think that's really important. But it's got to be the staff. I mentioned I worked here for a long time, and we've got a team together now that is just fantastic. It's the right blend of instructor versus really talented engineer or producer. And the fact that they are out there, they're working in the industry. I worked on a feature film this morning, and then I came to school to talk about it, So we're constantly using new technology, finding out what is out in the industry, and then coming here to teach it. And I think that really sets this school above other schools because it is practical, and it's current, which is really, really important. Technology changes so quick, very fast. So the fact that you can stay on that and you can actually implement that into your day-to-day classes, I think that's going to give students an edge. That's going to put them above everyone else because they're learning current technology, which is incredibly important. So that alone puts this school above other schools. You know, the quality of the instructors here are fantastic. Does that answer your question? Yes?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I just thank you, Jeff. I have one more question, and I think we're done with the questions. For Simran, can you provide information about the deadlines for submitting application and any other important like dates that we should know?
Mhm. Thank you so much, Liza. And actually, a very good question. In terms of application deadline, so we have 4 intakes in a year, and every 3 months we have a new class starting it. So the next available intake that we have right now is April, followed by July and October for 2024. So my suggestion to all the students who are, looking forward to send an application or thinking, okay, I need to, get an admission into Trebas, I would suggest them to put at least a 2 months buffer timing before the class start. So let's say if they are looking to start in April, then I would say right now would be the best time to, start the application. Technically, um, because we Trebas, we do not have any deadlines so far, but we try to keep it a balance for our student that whenever they join with us, they are able to take care of their finances and they are able to take care of their financial aid applications and everything, because it has its own timeline as well. So, my suggestion to any student who's willing to send across the application would be that at least keep a buffer of 45 to 60 days before the class start date. That's what I would suggest. And yeah, other than that, our applications are open. I would welcome all of our students who are interested in sending us the application. Our portal is live. They can send the application as soon as possible, and we are really excited and eager to welcome you guys in our lovely campus.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Simran.
Liza.
That was the last question. I will let you, Jeff, Carl, and Simran feel free to add anything you think it's important to mention. Other than that, I would like to say thank you for all of you who joined us, for staying with us. I hope to see all of you very very soon on our campus. So, Jeff, Carl, and Simran, do you have anything to add?
I'll just mirror your sentiment of come down for a tour, meet the instructors, talk to students, look at the building, check out the environment, and we would love to have you come down for a tour. Might as well do it now. Don't wait. Take advantage of that opportunity to come down here and get a tour. I think that's really important.
Yeah. Hey, I'll just add that come on down and let's make your movie. Let's make your movie. If you've been waiting, if you've got a great idea and you really want to make a movie, come down to a great, film audio school, a place that we've got a whole bunch of creative people here, really want to help you make your movie. So yeah, it
Oh,
was a
so that
pleasure.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
now that just
yeah.
reminded me, Cal, when Cal said that, is I should mention, because this is important. I was talking about our amazing gear here. Cal talked about our gear. You can book out these labs. Once you've been trained in the lab, you can come in and use that $100,000 SSL for your own work, your own gear. Bring your band in. Come work on your own music. It's something that you can sign out and book these labs for your own use. So if you want to know what puts this school above other schools, access. Access to that gear is also very important. So having said that, come down and check out the gear. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. An
Thank you.
important reminder, on March 20, we have a great opportunity for you if you want to come to our campus to have the in-person tour. We're having an open house from 5 to 8 p.m. So March 20 from 5 to 8 p.m. Join us in person on our campus for a campus tour to meet Jeff, Carl, and everybody on campus. So you are all invited. For more information, stay tuned to our social media, right? Because we're posting there more details and the link to register. Other than that, thank you so much, and I hope to see you all very soon. Thank you.